Hey everybody, Caleb here to give you the weekly behind the scenes owner update on Diamond G. This is the third time we're trying to video this because IT sucks. Between Microsoft Authenticator giving me the runaround yesterday on a new laptop and then audio and video issues, man, I'm over it for the week. So I wanted to touch on a few things this week and not seem super rushed, but at the same time give you guys kind of a quick update. Everything, comes and goes in phases, and I think right now is like a good opportunity for us to like do the old like rose, thorn, bud method on understanding what's going on in the business. And so we'll start off with the rose stuff that's like, gorgeous. Like I'm so excited to be at this point of the year because it's time to get back out on the rodeo scene and do what we're best at, and that's shaping awesome hats, that's shaking hands, meeting new people, and just being in new places. And so on that vein, like next weekend the 16th we're going to be in Salem, Illinois for the Whippoorwill Rodeo, and I'm excited about that. New place, new faces for sure. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be there personally, but fortunately, I have a really super strong team. And so Zach and Kaylee are going to be there, and they're going to do a great job. I have no doubt about it. I've got an opportunity to go help out a friend out on the West Coast, our friends at Bent Brim Hat Company out of Oregon. I'm going to be flying into Sacramento, and we're going to be in Redding, California on Thursday night. And then I'll be working in Sacramento on Friday and Saturday night before coming back. So that'll be fun times as well. I think it's really kind of cool how like we get to see new places all the time just because of this job, and something that I know I personally enjoy to do, as opposed to like it feeling like a job all the time. It's fun, and we get to I get to share my creativity and my shaping style with different people. When I first started this, I thought everybody shapes the same, and that's most certainly not the case. Everybody has different techniques for different outcomes, and I thought one of the cool trademarks along the way that I've learned is that the really good hat shapers, who shaped somebody's hat just by the way it looks. And so the first example of that was Jeff Biggar. I could pick out one of the hats that he shaped out of a group of 50 people. I could say, yeah, I know that's Jeff's, just the way that he likes his angles and his lines. I hope one day that mine look the same. I think that they do have a pretty similar vein, and I think that's truly the art of it, right? Like you have like an artistic way of doing things. So we've got the rodeos, but then right back the next weekend, Memorial Day weekend, Friday, Saturday night, we're going to be in Farmington, Missouri for the first time ever at the PRCA event there. And the organizers of that place have been so helpful. So excited to be there. We've made a lot of good friends down in that part of the state. With Jessica Shipman, she's helped us a lot. And her brother Justin and his wife have been tremendous helps as well. Jessica's, I met them randomly at NFR 2 years ago, and every time I run into them, it's always a fun time. So I'm excited that we can start to see that part of the state more. And then we'll back-to-back it. We just got word last week we're going to be in Hillsboro, Missouri for their rodeo as well. So how cool. We're growing, and that's exciting stuff. Also, I mentioned Jeff. His straw hats, our order for this spring dropped last weekend. I've actually already had 3 appointments this morning of people swinging through to get their straw hats. One guy drove an hour and a half to get here. So it's a really strong testament to what we're doing as a business and the brands we carry. And, I think it's awesome that we're kind of helping evangelize and spread the word about quality hat makers that don't have a patch that you've seen on TV on the back of them. And, we carry quality. We carry a lot of family-owned brands for a reason. It's because they don't make you pay for their advertising and marketing budget. So come see us. We'll get that taken care of. You can get up on diamondghatcompany.com and see everything we got in stock right now. Onto the thorn. The one thing that we've really been laboring over is how to properly handle our finances as we grow. And I had a guy that I've gotten to know pretty decently well that had a very successful family Western business here in Missouri tell me that growth consumes cash. And that's true. Like, we can grow by investing, each purchase back into it. I haven't taken a paycheck to this point. Like, I'm not sitting here high on the hog getting rich. We make sure our employees are well taken care of, but if we want to continue to grow, especially with 4 to 6 month lead times in our industry, we can't just rely on my family's checking account anymore. Like, we're at a point now where that's uncomfortable for everybody. So we've been in interviews with banks, and by the end of the day, we'll be kind of closing a deal on a line of credit, which will open up a whole lot of opportunities for us that I think will go a long way. I mean, it's important to find bankers that you trust. One of the bankers told me, kind of the front runner, told me that I want to be one of the 5 guys you call. Good, bad, indifferent, family, business, doesn't matter. And I think that's important. That's what I want to be as a hat maker for somebody if they have a problem with their hats, or if they just want to tell me how life's going. Like, that's important for any brand. And so that alignment is really strong, and we're waiting for the paperwork to come over from them today, but presumably I'm going to be taking our business there, and that's going to open up a lot of doors. So not only is our team clicking really well, but the future is important, and that's why that line of credit will be in place. So if you've seen me in person the last few months, started talking about it. We are looking at opening a store by the end of the year. Right now we're looking at end of summer. Fingers crossed everything stays on track, but we've got a location picked out, and we're looking to go into Cottleville, Missouri. If you haven't been there yet, you should go. It's a really cool place, and I've always really been drawn to that area, that downtown area, and we have a really nice location picked out that's in the heart of everything, and it's surrounded by friends, and I think that's going to be key. We have a lot of support from the local government and the local business owners, some of the citizens, and I know in the people that I've talked to over the last few months, kind of dropping hints that this is coming. Everybody's been super supportive of having a brick and mortar instead of you guys having to track us down at an event or set up an appointment to come to my house. Not that I don't want you at my house, but it's time to grow up. The business is at a point where it's time to move on. And we've had the opportunity to be with local government and state government over the last couple months, and there's just so much support for what we're trying to do, and people that believe in the brand, and the people that I meet with are all over the moon about what we're doing. And so it's time to put a store together. It's time to become part of a city and part of a story, for the next century. And that's what this is all about, man. Like, legacy. It's not just selling hats. We want to create a brand that's got legacy that people want to be a part of and believe in and understand the vision. That's kind of why this channel exists, so you guys see everything that goes on behind the scenes. There's nothing shady or nefarious about what we're trying to do as a brand. I'm not trying to steal your money. I'm not trying to get rich quick. Like, this is a long play. This is a marathon. It's more about helping people, doing what's right for the industry, and having the Western legacy live on. So with that, one more kind of like seedling I can drop. So Stetson was based in St. Joseph, Missouri for a long time, and private equity got a hold of them. And I know private equity really well from my past career. You take something that can grow and you cut everything you don't need, you harness efficiencies, and you look at labor and you move it where it makes sense. And unfortunately, St. Joe, Missouri now has an outlet store that sells Stetsons, Blems, and Seconds, and nothing like they used to sell. No production in Missouri. In my meeting with Governor Kehoe and people I spoke with, the Lieutenant Governor at the state capitol here a month and a half ago, there was a strong desire to bring production back to Missouri. And so we're going to start working on that. We've already started working on it. There's stuff going on behind the scenes. This channel is going to show you some of the product woes along the way and what we're trying to target. But that's the goal, is that by this time next year, we hope to have that first run of hats that are Diamond G Hat Company hats out that are made in Missouri, made in the USA, made in Missouri. That's a great story. And with the backing that we have, you know, in the way of like fans, I have no doubt in my mind that it'll be successful. So, you know, just come along for the ride. I think we got a good thing going, and you know, we've got more to come. So anybody that's watched to this point, thank you. It always boggles my mind how many views we got last week on just me talking. But the business is going to keep growing, and it's important that you guys come along for the ride, because like your input matters. So if you have questions, drop them in the comments. I think my son, who is almost 7 years old, he said, "Dad, you've got to make sure that you say like and subscribe at the end." But you know, I appreciate you guys coming along for the ride, and we'll see you again next week. Thanks.